back, 9:17 here on Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Are you ready for a little Bad Blood 4? That's right, our man Glen Rice has put together G-Force Promotions and Bad Blood 4 at the Bank United Center coming up Thursday night. Doors open at 7 o'clock. First fight at 8 o'clock. I believe there's 10 fights on the card that night. And we got a couple of our special fighters with us today. First of all, Jessica Aguilar is here with us, and also Mike the Wolverine Rio.
Nice.
Nice to have you guys with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
They're really nice right now, but they'll kick your ass in a heartbeat. Fairly safe compared to the Wild West when this thing first started. It was crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the original tapes when this thing first came out, and all the different states were going, no, not us, keep it away from us. Somebody could die. But now it's a lot different.
Oh, it's extremely safe. It's technically safer than boxing. In boxing, you go 12 rounds, you get knocked down, brain damage, stand back up, and they tell you to get punched in the face again. This sport, if you look for 1 second that you can't defend yourself, they stop it. The referee lunges in there and pushes you off the opponent. So
yeah. Well, listen, it's a great stuff. Where's the goal for you guys at the end? Because we do see people with the big paydays. Is that the ultimate goal to get up there and get the big payday coming up?
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we want.
I know you love it, but
we want the big paydays, of course. It's a little hard because our sport is so new. I mean, our sport it's not organized as the NFL, the NBA, the boxing is yet, but it's getting there. We just need more support from the fans. We need people to get more, they need to get educated on mixed martial art. They need to support, our leagues locally and worldwide, and our paychecks will go up, and the sport will become as organized as, an NBA or NFL or something like that.
You know, Jessica, and by the way, we're joined this morning by Jessica Aguilar, nice enough to be in here, along with Mike the Wolverine Rio, and Glen Rice just walked in the door. We'll get to Glen in just a second. The thing I like about MMA, I think you guys agree, the fans, first of all, a lot of people just like you go, what kind of, and they can give it a try, they can get into it, but they at least can relate to where you guys are coming from. Hey, right now we're joined by my man Glen Rice, the sweet jumper, and of course G-Force Promotions. Glen, nice to have you, man.
What's up, Joe? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, and you bring a couple of nice people in here, but I told them when they walked in, don't mess with me, man. Don't try to get me down and try that where they go fist to the elbow thing.
I'm trying to find out how I can get these two to be my bodyguard.
Hey, Glen, Thursday night, doors open at 7:15, first fight at 8 o'clock. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster and at the box office for people. A lot of people are just MMA junkies right now. It's this Thursday night at the Bank United Center. Tell us more about the big card coming up.
Well, we're going to have a great show. We also have Trick Daddy Dollar, mayor of Miami, coming.
Everything's going to be all right?
Everything's going to be great, man. And I'm sure, Trick Daddy's going to come in and do a great performance. What we try to do is just bring a little bit of both. We want you leaving out of there and saying you had a great time watching great fights, and also having a great time watching our performers do their thing as well.
And again, the thing about MMA, it's not like, well, I think I'll give it a try. I'll put me on the card. These guys put a lot of time and effort in some of the best camps. We hear about that Coconut Creek camp. Got some of the top fighters in the country. We see them on every card. Anything to do with MMA, we always hear about Coconut Creek.
I tell you, it's when you talk about the many camps we do have in the Florida area. That's what we try and do as G-Force. We try and get those guys on here and young ladies from many camps, try and have a variety because they bring it. They're conditioned athletes. Their workouts are extremely difficult. Me as being an ex-professional basketball player, we worked hard, but we didn't work as hard as these guys do.
I got to tell you, I was never in great shape, and I played in NFL, but not like basketball, and definitely not like the workouts that you guys do. And not to mention, you can't just get by with wrestling, and you can't just do it if you got a big punch. It's got to be the combination package, because even if you're a big striker, right, and your background is boxing, you just take the guy down right away and you take it away from him, don't you?
Yeah, but that's why the sport's so dynamic. You can get a guy who's the best boxer in the world and he gets shut down just because he gets somebody like Jessica, will take him to the ground and just finish it in 30 seconds. Or you can get a really good wrestler that can't get near somebody because the jabs are too tight. It's this sport's dynamic. It's like one second you're winning, the next second you're on the ground passed out.
And for me, you know, coming from a Mexican background, you get punched and you just want to keep going forward. You don't want to quit. So it kind of, for me, that wakes me up. You know?
It does.
For me, it does. Yes, sir.
So
you know, they think probably, oh, I'm going to hit her. Yeah, it's
that Mexican blood, and all of a
Yes,
sudden
sir.
you turned
It
into the
just
Friday
turned-
night fights in L.A.,
Yes.
don't you? Yeah. I grew up with the Friday night fight card, man. It was the baddest Mexican fighters in the world, man. Growing up in California, so I got you on that stuff. But
don't compare me to the Mexican that fought this weekend. Don't compare me to, you know, that. Yeah,
you just
you know,
don't mess. Hey, that's why you don't mess with smaller people,
yeah,
man.
no, I don't like to talk, you know. I just like to do, and you know. So people like, I guess I think he deserved it for talking so bad. And the way Pacquiao talks, he's so humble. He's
Right.
so down to earth. He's committed to his people in the Philippines. He's committed to his sport. I mean,
Yeah, how do you not respect that?
as an athlete,
Yeah.
and you could just feel it. It's, you know, you could just feel it. He's awesome. Oh, my
He said one thing watching all those 24/7s about the hands being around. I'm like, come on, my man didn't know what they're putting under his. You guys, come on. What do you think of
yes,
that?
No, that's. I'm sorry, sir.
You know everything.
They massage my hands, and I feel what's going on.
You know,
We know.
You can't put any plaster like steel under there.
No,
No, right? You know Mike right away, right?
Exactly. Right away.
So I'm sure everybody in the MMA and boxing world is going, and Margarito got to stop with that stupid act, man, all of a sudden, like he didn't know anything going on. I love that stuff. All right, well, listen, you guys, it's been great having you. Bad Blood 4, our man Glen Rice, big part of our community, that three-point do you guys know how good a three-point shooter he was, Glenn? They tell you about him as
I heard.
old school, could shoot it now.
Old school?
He can still.
Is that what it
exactly.
Oh, put it too far in the past.
Now
I'm
me and you
sorry
got to go
about that.
one-on-one now.
No, you don't want to go one-on-one with him, Mike. You know what? There's two things. You don't want to go one-on-one with him, and he don't want to go one-on-one with you.
Absolutely correct about
If you
that.
know what I mean there. So, anyway, we got Bad Blood 4, Bank United Center, Thursday night. This Thursday night, doors open at 7:15, first fight at 8 o'clock. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster and the box office. Glenn, great having you guys in here.